Do it. Where I stand on Jalen, bro, it's pretty simple. I mean, the hate stuff used to really piss me off because that's my quarterback. He's shown what he can do. But look, if you put it this way, like Jay said earlier, this stuff drives this guy. Like when you talk shit about him, when you tell him he can't do this, he's not going to do that, his team can't beat this team, he literally does everything they say he can't. So as an Eagles fan, as Jalen Hurts, as my team's quarterback, I want everyone to continue hating. I mean, I'm sure it sucks as a famous guy to have all this hate directed towards you, but I don't think he even really cares. So it's more of a thing. It's like if the hate fuels him and it wins us championships, I'm cool with all of it, bro. Jalen Hurts has proved that he's definitely a top five quarterback in this league, and I don't think anybody that says anything otherwise is just stupid. It doesn't take like a rocket scientist to know that Jalen Hurts is better than 80% of these quarterbacks. And if I were to rank him, I'm going to put him at probably, I think the only quarterbacks that are better than Jalen Hurts in the league are Patrick Mahomes, Josh Allen, and Joe Burrow. I don't think anyone else is better than him. That's just me personally. So I'll put him at 4 or 5.
4 or 5? Okay. What you got, Jay?
I mean, bro, you know I'm pretty much one of his biggest defenders. I mean, I've been arguing with fans and other teams, even our own fan base, who still complain about him. I don't know how you can still complain about Jalen Hurts at this point. But I don't know. To me, to this point, it is hate. It's not even like this. Like it's a hate. Like it just they're finding a reason to not like him. Like think about you're comparing him to a quarterback who had a one-hit wonder year. You understand? 1 year of his whole career that he was an MVP. Never had a year like that. Compared to a guy who's taking his team every year to the playoffs, has 45 wins in 5 seasons. You understand? Like let's not play games here. The numbers speak for themselves when it comes to Jalen, regardless of his talent around him or not. So this is my thing with Jalen Hurts. Why, if every other quarterback gets respect, they have pieces on their team. Lamar Jackson plays with pretty good players. Patrick Mahomes has pretty decent players. You understand? Everybody has players. You understand? Around them. Nobody does it by themselves. And if they did it by themselves, why can't Joe Burrow make it to the playoffs? You understand? I'm hearing them saying, oh, we can't put – he said he can't put Jalen top 10. Cam said this because he throws to guys like AJ and Devontae, right? But Joe Burrow throws to Higgins and Jamar Chase, and you have him top 10. Let's not make statements that we could fact check in 2 seconds. You understand what I'm trying to say? There has to be a reason why Cam feels like this, and I just think it's because Jalen is the better version of Cam. He's the more polished version of what Cam could have been. That black Russian quarterback that made it to the top. You understand? And I feel like Cam was that guy one day. They do wear the same number, But Cam was more about himself, calling himself him and this and that. And blah, blah, blah. Jalen is definitely, from a personality perspective, not like him.
Yeah. And when we're talking about comparing him to Cam Newton, I mean, that's a whole other topic. Like,
Yeah.
I'm not going to say a whole lot about it, but you pretty much covered it. Jalen Hurts kind of is the polished Cam Newton. And you can even argue that maybe Cam Newton was a better regular season quarterback than Jalen Hurts. I mean, according to these stats, he beats him in passing yards and passing touchdowns. But I don't think we factor in the win ability as much as we need to. If you throw for 150 yards in a game, but you lead a winning drive, to me, I'd rather have you than somebody who threw for 300 but couldn't lead a winning drive.
Me
So
too.
I'm taking Jalen all
Look at
day,
the
like
record. Look at
literally
the record.
all
Do
day.
y'all feel like okay? I'm gonna name these quarterbacks. I just want y'all to tell me if y'all feel like yes or no. Do you feel like Josh Allen, all of his like stats? Do you feel like he reached his ceiling with his stats that he has? Do you feel like he can get even better than what he's already done?
Yeah, for sure.
Josh Allen can.
100%.
What about Lamar Jackson?
Um, I think he might have reached this. The reason I say 100% for Josh Allen is because the past 2 seasons he hasn't had a whole lot of offensive talent, and people were saying a lot of shit about how he may not be able to do it this year, this and that. And I mean, I hate Josh Allen. I don't like him at all. But
Yeah,
when
he's
you like,
definitely elevated.
I'm I'm a football fan at the end of the day, and he led his team to the AFC Championship with some bums at receiver. So that's saying something. Lamar
So
Jackson, on the other hand,
you feel
what's
like that's
that?
it? No, no. I was going to say. So you feel like if Josh Allen, because he did have Diggs, and we saw what he did with Diggs. I know we're not going to
Yeah,
put Diggs up there with AJ or anything, but I put him up there like with a Devontae Smith type
yeah.
wide receiver. You feel like I felt like this is my personal opinion. I think that Josh Allen and Lamar Jackson have reached their ceiling stat wise. Stat wise, they've reached their ceiling. I don't think Jalen has reached his ceiling yet, and I
I
think
don't think so either.
Me either.
that's a bigger threat than anything. But we already know Jalen Hurts isn't trying to get all the money, bro. I can see if this was an argument if he was trying to get the most money. Like the stats is to help your contract. Like Jalen is not trying to get the most money. He actually said make sure you take care of the other guys when he got his contract done. So I feel like for him to do that and still get a Super Bowl ring and go to the Super Bowl twice, he's accomplished more under his pay than these other quarterbacks. So like other than Patrick Mahomes. So I just feel like he's getting more return on the reward uh with Jalen Hurts. That's my personal opinion on it. I will put him at 5 just because right now this is a passing league and it's about what you can do when it comes to throwing the ball, bro. But Jalen Hurts is one of the top dual threat quarterbacks that's ever played in the NFL. And people don't
Yeah,
want to admit that. And that's something that, bro, like think about it. It's making Jerry Jones question if he wants to play his defensive end. Like it's making other teams question how they're playing this game, bro. Like this
yeah.
is a passing league and we're running the ball, bro. Teams don't know how to stop that.
But you
So
know what? You know what gets me? Why you see Penn Anton's comment? You see what he said? I put him under
mhm,
Mahomes, and that's it. Like, why?
mhm.
Why can't that be a discussion? Like, why wouldn't you take him over? The only person I would take over Jalen Hurts, honestly, would probably be Mahomes or Josh Allen. But I'll be honest with you, bro. There's no reason why he shouldn't be number two after walking everybody to the
I
finish
mean, you
line.
can argue that too. Yeah,
I don't
that's a good
understand
point.
why we
Mhm.
can't ever put him number two. Why is he not the second best quarterback and not eventually maybe end up the best quarterback? Because I'm telling you, he has something, the ability to play his best on the biggest stage. Lamar Jackson can't do that. Lamar Jackson cannot do that. Joe Burrow, I'm sorry. If you were this Superman great, Dan Marino, whoever, whatever you are, Joe Montana, you would be taking your team with Jamar Chase and T. Higgins. You would figure something out to get your team there.
The
Defensive
thing
line,
about that though, that's a little bit different, bro. Like you got to factor in he does have a great
defense.
offense,
He has
but
a
his
great defense.
defense is terrible,
Not
bro. Like
healthy. Yeah.
Joe Burrow is literally threw for 5,000. Like he should have been the MVP last year.
I know.
But
His
his
team
defense is
lost.
so bad that he averages 30 points a game and still
He
had like
still
a losing
loses.
record. So
But
that like that's a little bit of slack.
But I Joe Burrow in big games, he also has remnants of Lamar Jackson in a slight way because sometimes he does not play his best on the biggest stage. And like even when the Eagles went to Cincinnati, he only put up 19 points. You
Yeah.
understand? Against a really good defense, a really good defense.
But he's also the only other person to beat
I would
Mahomes
only, he's the only
in the
other one.
playoffs.
I would only take probably Josh Allen or Mahomes, and I honestly, I'm saying that just being polite, but there's no reason why he shouldn't be number two. I'm sorry.
See, I put Joe Burrow above Josh Allen, honestly. I don't. I think Joe Burrow is a better quarterback. I think Josh
Josh
Allen.
Allen showed me
If we're
last
tr-
season with what he did with what he had. I think he.
But that see, that's where I start to like kind of retract what I say. It's tough between those two guys because Josh Allen definitely did a lot with less, but he's the same kind of guy. Like he does when he has a good team or not, he still folds in big games against Mahomes. Like Mahomes, he can't beat him.
So check this. All these guys, they struggle with Patrick Mahomes, but Jalen Hurts seems to not struggle with Patrick Mahomes. If
He
Jalen Hurts
doesn't.
was in the AFC, he would be Patrick Mahomes probably.
He would
You
be,
understand?
yeah.
He probably would be Patrick Mahomes, but it's getting to the point where it's like we don't know how Patrick's going to come off this loss. We really, honestly don't. We really
I
don't
can't
know
wait to
how.
see it.
I want to see how he's going to respond because, bro, he got punched in the face by the Philadelphia Eagles. Like literally, his worst game of his career on the
He
Saints.
actually did get
That game
punched in
was
the face.
worse. I don't care what nobody says. That game was worse than the Tampa game, and the only reason I say that is because all his points for the Eagles and yards came at the very end of this game, all garbage time.
Just like every other team
Mohawk
we
off,
played,
man.
bro. Just like every other team we played all year long. They scored their points in garbage time. But the thing is about Jalen too, it's funny how a lot of a lot of analysts, a lot of people whose careers are talking about football, they act like and they say the same things that these stat heads say all the time. Like the only thing that I can think of when people say that Jalen is like not one of the best quarterbacks in the league is because they look at his passing yards, but they don't factor in like the ability to be able to read a defense and to call a read option and to like that is something that no other quarterback in this league has, honestly.
Mm-hmm. Calling
Maybe
out,
Lamar.
audible.
Pose a
Call it
threat, bro. What makes like Saquon wouldn't have gotten all those yards if it wasn't for Jalen too, because Jalen poses the threat of running the ball.
exactly.
So like that's what made him and AJ so dominant, bro, in 22 because the threat of Jalen Hurts running the ball. Like I think it's the dual threat thing that a lot of people just can't get. Like we're watching a new way of football being played, bro, and a lot of people just don't like the way it's being played. Like we have to be okay with that as fans, and just realize that Jalen can get another ring. And there's a lot of people that say even after the second ring, they'll still say he just had a stat team or
Mm-hmm.
Jalen is still not. So like my question to people is like, what would Jalen need to do for you to say that he is up there with your Patrick Mahomes and your elite quarterbacks?
I
What would he
guarantee
need
you,
to do?
I guarantee you they would say throw for 5,000 yards, have one 5,000 yard season. But like that's just such a stupid, silly
Yes,
argument,
it
bro.
is.
Because
That
it
is.
So
That
if
like
is.
he threw
why
for
why
5,000 yards and didn't get to the playoffs, is he still like, is he that guy?
exactly? I mean, it's a great question. It's just that's these people's arguments. So like if you listen to the people that talk trash on Jalen Hurts, it's either because they like another team in the NFC East or they just want him to throw more. But why like you're just
Good
not
point,
gonna do
Scotty.
that. If you have the team that you have, you're just not gonna do that. So like he said, bro, they just don't want to give him the
Yeah,
credit
the
that they
credit. Yeah,
deserve.
this
It's
is
just
another
straight
thing
up, that's
too.
what
This
it
is
is.
another thing too about his leadership has developed over this time. Like you understand, like he wasn't the best leader they said coming. He wasn't as vocal. I feel like the Super Bowl and 2023 season really shaped Jalen Hurts as far as who he is today. Because the collapse and then the Super Bowl loss, back-to-back seasons, really made him honestly tap in and realize, you know what, we need to just find ways to just win games, win every game. He could win a game throwing for 300 or throwing for 150. It's gonna look different, but he's gonna get the W. That's what matters to me.
Yeah.
Like we've dealt with that before too, as having a quarterback that was up there but just couldn't get over that hump. Like that was McNabb, bro. Like
A lot of these other players that they had, like that was what McNabb was to us. Yeah, he was playing the way he was supposed to play, but he only got us to one Super Bowl. He was getting us to a whole bunch of like NFC championship games, but wasn't winning. Like we see that, and that's what we
He got a
vision.
Josh Allen
Like,
career right now. That's what
yeah,
he got.
like that's what we view it as, bro. So like when people get upset with us when we tell them they're not doing anything, it's because we dealt with that with Donovan McNabb, bro. Like Donovan McNabb got us to he actually is the reason why the Eagles was one of the top franchise teams since 2000 was because
Yeah.
Donovan
Yeah,
McNabb.
yeah, yeah. Facts.
But
Definitely.
100%.
he didn't get us a ring, bro. Like think about that. So when people argue with us and we're telling them what did they do, like because we dealt with it. That's all it is,
When
bro.
people talk about great quarterbacks, you ever hear anybody mention Donovan McNabb? No.
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 McNabb.
And he made it to 3 NFC championships game and a Super Bowl and lost, but you know why? He ain't win the big one. And that once you become a Super Bowl champ, Super Bowl MVP, your name is etched. That's why Cam is mad. That's why everybody else is mad because they didn't think he could do it. They just thought he could. They didn't think Jalen could do it, and he did it. And he's gonna do it again.
I think Cam
Just mad because in that interview, Jalen was like, "I didn't cry." That's I feel like that's what
Yeah,
it
I
was.
mean that definitely got
And
him
he would have jumped
salty.
on that fumble too. I'm just saying, Jalen would have jumped on that fumble, bro.
Mm.
Yeah. Like, bro, you like at the end of the day, though, you a grown man. Like, grow up, bro. Grow up, Cam Newton. He been pissing me off a lot recently with this.
Listen,
Yeah.
you could
It's
argue
it's
top
just
five with
salty
Jalen. That I'll
behavior.
give you. You want to argue? You can make arguments. He's still top five, but to say he's not top 10, that's a slap in the face.
I promise you, in 10, maybe I'm gonna give it in 15 years, nobody's gonna talk about Cam Newton anymore.
Anything. He may be
Once
into broadcasting by then.
Jalen breaks all his records and all that stuff is shattered, like I'm pretty sure he's already done.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody's gonna talk about Cam Newton, and if they
Bro,
do, it's gonna be he didn't jump on the fumble.
this is
He any
Jalen's
any
MVP
any
season, bro. I think it's
he
gonna be an MVP season with him. Just because he's underestimated. I'm curious where they're gonna put him at the top 100 players. I'm curious where they're gonna have him at. And AJ Brown made that's what I'm saying. There's so many facts that shows why Jalen is the person that he is. Remember when they won the Super Bowl? I know we weren't supposed to talk about Super Bowl, but AJ Brown made this comment that Jalen does not care about the regular season games. He said Jalen is not giving out his best performance in regular season games. He said Jalen loves this game for those big time moments of playoffs and championship games. Like you can go back to AJ's interview. I forgot who he was interviewing with, but it was on Fox, and they asked him, "This is how Jalen is. Like he hates the regular season. He would much rather just play playoff games and championship games, bro. Like that's the quarterback that we got, and I'll take that before
he
anybody
has
else
the
in this
he has the
regard."
X factor when it comes to big moments, bro. And I haven't seen him fold in one yet.
I would literally, bro, like now that we won, I can say that I would take Jalen Hurts over all the other 31 quarterbacks in the league to lead me on a game-winning Super Bowl drive over anyone, Mahomes, Allen, Burrow, whoever, because I know that he's gonna get it done.
I agree with you. I agree with you. I feel like in big moments he steps up. I mean, even look at the big regular season games when they play off certain quarterbacks and they go into big games, playoff like atmospheres. He thrives. He thrives. He thrives in big games, bro. He does
He's
not
meant for them
shy.
moments.
There's certain quarterbacks you just be like, where'd he go? He disappeared during this big game, but not Jalen Hurts.
Nope, can't say that about my quarterback.
That's a good comment about Brady. Brady would do that same thing. He would cruise through the regular season, and once playoff came, he just turned the volume up a little bit.
Like, yeah, exactly.
Think about it, that's kind of how the Packers have been. I mean, my bad. The Chiefs have been too, bro, with Patrick Mahomes. Like, think about how many times they squeezed through games last season. Squeezing through games, just getting the W. Because at the end of the day, it's just getting the W, bro. So you can get that position. So you can just get that seed to go into the playoffs, bro. Like,
I mean, their season last year was just like our season in 20,
Fact, fluky, real.
the year after we lost. Yeah, like you just barely winning by, and then it implodes. I mean, it just so happens to implode on us in the first round, but their implosion happened in the Super Bowl.
And look, and Scotty, our implosion was weeks going in because remember, I think we dropped like 6 out of 7. Like the last, remember,
Yeah.
we went like 10 in a row. So ours was a slow death. Theirs just happened on the biggest stage and at the biggest moment. Like they just
They honestly got lucky because of that, because they have a whole off season to prepare to fix those things. You know, we didn't have that advantage. You know, we were 10-1 and then couldn't figure out how to win after that, so that hurt us a lot more.
yeah. No, that's facts. And we kind of seen a little bit of Jalen's mentality kind of spread all over the team too, because wouldn't y'all say AJ's different than how he was when he first became an Eagle? Like his mentality is different too.
I mean, yeah,
AJ
he just
enjoys
wants to
being a
win.
star. He enjoys being a starter. You could tell AJ enjoys being a
He's
leader.
we're
Because
gonna
he's a
have
leader.
some, yeah,
He's
but
a
I
leader.
think
That
we're
man's a
gonna have
leader.
some diva moments from AJ again this year. I think it just comes with him, bro.
He says they're not diva moments, so then we try not to classify them as them, but they actually
They're
are.
they're I mean, he makes good points most of the time, but
He's real vocal, man. He's very vocal.
wide receivers, like I know they don't like to hear this, but wide receivers are divas, bro. Like that's
They
part
are,
of,
yeah. Because they
they
want to
want
be
the
the
shine.
stars.
But I get it though. You know,
Take Swift.
imagine practicing for 7 days and then you get the ball thrown at you 3 times, and you know, so like I get it. Devontae Smith, nah, he's a rare breed.
Yeah, he's different.
Yeah.
Devontae Smith is like the person.
We got
Like he just
talk about like
He better
Luck,
never leave
bro.
Philly, bro.
We got so lucky with Devontae Smith.
I agree with
Once
y'all.
again, we had to go through guys like Jalen Rager to get there, though.
Yeah, he ain't doing that.
Yeah, exactly. If we didn't miss on those, we would have never had Devontae.
Exactly.
But yeah, fellas, I think it was good we got on here, talked ball, talked about camp, talked about a lot of the changes. We trying to keep that mentality like the team does right now. We're just staying focused, not thinking about the Super Bowl. We appreciate everybody watching right now. Please do not forget to like and subscribe to the channel. We growing right now. We're on the road to 1,000
Let's get
subs right
there.
now. We're trying to get there. Of course, we got a giveaway coming up soon once we hit that. And we got a lot coming up this season, so we're
The
excited
season
to
gonna be
share that with
different.
y'all.
We're moving
Different.
different this season.
Pass offense going
Exactly.
crazy this season.
I'm talking about us as a podcast,
Oh, we
but
moving
Yeah.
different for sure. Oh,
the
Oh
big
yeah.
time
Eagles
for
too.
us. Y'all gonna
Jalen
see
Jalen
us.
Hurts Jalen Hurts is fighting for that MVP season. If we get an MVP season from Jalen Hurts, bro, nobody can say
Back to
anything about
back,
Jalen.
back to back. Anybody feeling like a back to back party?
I'm feeling it.
You feeling it?
Back to
I'm
back.
I'm
I think we're doing it,
I'm
bro.
not gonna hype it right now, but I
I'ma
definitely
hype it because I hyped it last season. I was hyping it because you know what? He did it already, bro. He been there twice. So he gonna get there, bro. He didn't put the ring on. You know what that means? He going back.
Yeah.
Who was there another is there another athlete that did that too? Was there somebody else that did that?
I'm not
I
sure.
don't know. He might be the first one.
Okay.
I thought
I mean,
Somebody else did something like that.
he do everything Jordan does, so I wouldn't be surprised if Jordan did it.
Speaking of,
Hey,
you be
bro,
chilling a
don't do
lot
it
with
like that,
Jordan,
bro.
man. Greatness attract greatness, man.
But that's the
Yeah.
thing, though. Like, you can really, it's corny to say it as Eagles fans, but you can really
Mhm.
compare Jalen Hurts to Michael Jordan just because of the ability to make everybody around him better.
Mhm.
And the big moment spotlight
And the
performances.
yeah,
Jordan used to go off in the playoffs for
I'm not trying
6
to say
straight
Jalen's
games.
the greatest football player of all time, but
Of
like you
course
can
not,
see
but
the
he has that
similarity.
ability. Listen, bro, when we
Yeah,
was in the parade, I told y'all, man, his fit and everything, he's entering his Jordan era. Clip this.
yeah.
He's entering his Jordan era.
Love
Yeah, I
Hurts.
don't. I think he got. I think he has a lot more right now. We should be seeing an extension coming out soon with his contract too. So,
Yeah, that's all
and I'm
gonna
glad
push more money back.
we got Dallas Goddard coming back too. So they've been saying at camp, Dallas Goddard's been getting a lot more touches right now in training camp. I know it's a little bit like it's not really nothing. It doesn't weigh that heavy, but Dallas Goddard was a threat. And for this team to go, how many games they went without AJ and Devontae and Dallas, like
Yeah, I
they
think it was
rarely went where it was all three
almost
of them,
half the
bro.
season. It was almost half the season before we got them all at the same time.
Yeah.
Sleep on, bro. And let me. I just want to tap into this before we get out. I do not think that we have a super team. I think we have a team where we have better coaches that actually develop players. That's my true, honest opinion, bro. I
I
do.
honestly, I don't even get mad at that. If you say we have a super team, cool. But guess what? All these players, AJ Brown, the Titans didn't want him. The Titans literally traded him for nothing. Devontae
Hmm.
Smith, we got him in the draft. That's homegrown talent. Saquon
Hmm.
is the only one we can say, all right, he was already a dog who proved himself.
Yeah.
But Dallas Goddard, nobody wanted Dallas Goddard in the
Same thing
draft.
with
Like
Zach Bond.
the same thing with Zach Bond. Nobody wanted Zach Bond. Like all these players that we have as a super team are all players that their other team said, "Fuck you, we don't want you." So
Becton
Like
was the
Makai
same thing
Becton,
before he left.
Makai
Zach Bond,
Becton, same thing.
Zach
All
Bond.
these guys, bro. Like you can literally name it. And to me, that's not a super team either. That's
Listen,
just a
that might
team
happen
that
with a Justin
everybody
Jackson.
We develop
maybe.
people, bro. We
That's a team
develop
where
people.
yeah, we develop people and everybody knows their role. Like everybody's bought into this organization. So it's just a bunch of players that are doing what they're told and they're doing it well.
I feel like they're super balanced. Before we get out, that's the last thing I want to say. I feel like they're
Yeah.
super balanced from head to
Yeah.
And
top
I'm
to
not trying
bottom.
to throw shade at the Commanders too, bro, but there's a reason why the Commanders are getting vets and they're not getting younger players to keep
Because you
up.
need to do that. You need to
Yeah.
mix in.
Because
They trying to take the
they don't
Eagles
have the
formula,
coaching to
mixing the
develop
vets.
those players.
Yeah, you
So
gotta
let's
have
bring
Yep.
in the old heads that are seasoned, bring them in. We all know by week 15, 16, they're gonna be somebody's gonna have some back aches and all that stuff, bro. Like
Facts.
we already know what's going on with that. But yeah, bro, like at the end of the day, we got a team that develops, we got a coaching side that develops players, and we get the best out of the players that we have. Give me a player that went off to a different team and did better within the last 3 years from the Eagles?
Nobody.
Only
Not one.
nobody.
Not even one.
Only person
Yeah.
I think did okay was T.J. Edwards. He had a good tackling season the year after Super Bowl. Since then, him and Kazir White have been pretty relatively quiet. Nobody.
I forgot he was still in the league.
Yeah,
Same.
that's it. That's the only person I could think of. Other than that, people leave Philly and it's just not the same. Grass is definitely not greener outside of Philly.
Let's get up on out of here. It's always good talking with y'all. You know
Yes,
we'll be
sir.
back soon after the preseason. But let's do this.
Go.